Hello there! Today we're outside and we'll be brewing a peach Berliner Weisse. So let's get started. The ingredients today listed in order will be brewing salts, a base Pilsner and wheat malt with some specialty Munich malt, lactic acid for pre-souring, a source of lactobacillus or good belly, a ceremonial hop addition, Imperial's flagship yeast, and some peaches. We'll start by collecting our carbon-filtered water, and while that water is preheating, we'll go ahead and gather and mill our grains in this ratio of Pilsner malt, wheat malt, and Munich malt. For our brewing salts, to land in style for Berliner Weisse, we're looking for this ratio of gypsum, calcium chloride, and Epsom salt. Once the water is at or slightly above strike temperature, it's time to add in the grains and mash for about 60 minutes. At the conclusion of 60 minutes, pull out your grains, or pull out your wort, depending on your system setup, and let them drain. At this point, I'm pulling wort out and rinsing it back through the grains. This helps me bump my efficiency up and hit my target gravities. Before reaching boil, I'll add in some foam inhibitor. As soon as the wort starts to boil, we'll add in our chiller. We're only doing an abbreviated 10-minute boil for the first step in the souring process. After that 10 minutes, we'll drop our wort temperature down to about 100 degrees, which is where we'll be pitching our lactobacillus, or souring agent. The next step is pre-acidifying our wort. We'll do this by checking the pH and adding lactic acid, and then checking until we're around 4.5. If you don't have a pH meter or you broke yours like I did, you can use an online calculator and adjust by volume. At this point, it's time to add a souring agent. I like adding about a half carton of Good Belly because it seems to work pretty quick and I like the complementary flavors. Next step is sealing up our souring fermenter and then letting the lacto work its magic for a couple days at about 90 degrees. Take a taste and see if the souring character is where you'd like it to be. If it is, it's time to start the boil again. At this point in the boil, we'll be adding a ceremonial hop because, beer has hops. So once that's in, shut off your kettle and start the process of chilling your wort down to yeast pitch temperature before transferring it over to your fermenter. I had just finished up a brew with a German ale strain, so I'm actually pitching directly into that fermenter. This style is a good candidate for a repitch, considering the pH gives a little bit of added protection from infection. After taking a quick specific gravity reading to confirm we hit our target gravities, we'll give the yeast a little space to ferment out for about a week or two. Once taking another reading or two to make sure our final gravity has stabilized, we'll open up our fermenter as carefully as possible and drop in our fruit. I'm using some locally sourced peaches that came frozen, but I thawed them out, squished them up, and added them to the fermenter. Secondary fermentation should help clean up any oxygen introduced here, but if you don't want to clean up, try to avoid splashing it like I did. After another week or two of contact time with the peaches, I'll take another final gravity reading to confirm we didn't bump our alcohol too much up, then it's time to cold crash. Once we're down to temperature, we'll transfer the beer over into a 2.5 gallon Torpedo keg, then drop the finished product down into my 2-tap Keezer. I like my Berliner Weisse pretty highly carbonated, so we'll connect a CO2 tank and crank it up to 40 psi for around 30 hours. Finally, after the carbonation process, the kettle-soured peach Berliner Weisse is ready to drink. So pour a glass and enjoy. I've had to retake this twice because apparently there's a cat over there. So let's try it again. I see a lot of complaints around about kettle-soured sours and how they lack in complexity compared to traditional soured beers, but honestly, between the kettle-soured and regular soured beers that I've had and I've made, I really can't see that. I think this is an excellent complex sour beer. That being said, there's a huge advantage in turning around quickly. Having a beer ready to go after a couple weeks instead of a couple years might persuade me a little bit on changing my opinion. The peach flavors in this beer are excellent. I think that they're not too intense and they balanced out. I was a little bit afraid that this was going to be a little too sour considering my pH meter broke in the middle of the brew day. Overall, I think this is really refreshing. I've had people that aren't huge sour people asking for more of it, which is usually a good sign, and I think that the head retention stayed around pretty well. Overall, very pleased. I think it's a refreshing sour and a great summertime beer. Cheers.